Mr. Patrick?
Yes.
Mr. Atherton-Ely?
Yes.
Ms. Watkins? Mr. Cole? You could all raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, David Atherton-Ely,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out here.
No, absolutely.
I'd like to call the 2026 January meeting to order. If we could all rise. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We can bow our heads for the invocation. Father in heaven, we ask you for wisdom as we gather and begin the meetings of the year. We acknowledge that we need your wisdom and insights, and we welcome your presence among us. Guide us in our discussions and decisions, helping us to seek what is best for all involved, our community, our neighbors, and any visitors that may come into our community. We trust for your perfect wisdom and ask for your direction at our meetings and according to your will. In James 1:5 it says, if any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given to them. We claim this promise as we start our meeting and continue it out through the year, and trust in your provision. Thank you for being with us always. Amen.
Amen.
To start the reorganization meeting, we need an election for president. We need one.
Yep.
Any of the seven can nominate.
Mm-hmm.
Have any nominations?
Mike Shultz.
I'd like to nominate Jeff Cole.
Cassie? Can I decline that?
You can define it,
Okay.
yes.
With all due respect, Ian.
Okay.
Thanks.
Do you have any other nominations?
I'm nominating Deanna Watkins.
Okay, if there's no others, we're gonna close nominations. How does this?
So you do a roll call vote in order of the nomination. So you do a roll call vote for Mr. Shultz. If he gets enough votes, then you don't go to a vote on Ms. Watkins because he would have been accepted. If he doesn't get enough votes, then you go to Ms. Watkins. If she doesn't, then you got to open nomination.
So just like what we did for appointments.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can start and end wherever you want. I just ask that you don't start with me.
Okay. We're gonna vote, Mike first, then Deanna. Deanna,
So, okay, sorry.
what is it?
So you vote yay or nay on Mike Schultz, and it's all, everybody votes first on Mike.
Okay.
And then if you have a majority,
We'll just
one
work
way or the
around
other,
table.
right.
Okay. Joy?
Aye.
George?
Aye.
Brian?
Nay.
Jeff?
Oh, he's not, he
Yes,
can't
I'll
vote.
abstain.
Dave?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
4-1. Mr. Schultz, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Nominations for vice president for 2-year term.
I'll nominate Deanna Watkins.
Any other nominations?
I nominate George.
Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. We'll vote. Roll call for Deanna Watkins. Joy.
Aye.
George.
Aye.
Brian.
Aye.
Jeff, we gotta move on from, right?
Sorry.
David.
Aye.
And Deanna.
Congratulations, Deanna. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks. Election of President Pro Tem, so that'll be the third in case if both the president and the vice president are not at a meeting, they will take over.
I'd like to nominate George for that. Yeah, that's fine. I got nothing else to do, so.
Is there any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Voting for George Jennings for Pro Tem. Joy.
Aye.
George.
Should I abstain or?
You can vote.
Okay, aye.
There's no money involved.
Okay.
Brian.
Aye.
Jeff will abstain. David.
Aye.
And Deanna. (2026) committees. Council President appoints council members to the following committees. The first council member named will be the chair. Normally, I've asked people in the past, however, with council not changing, I did not reach out to anybody. There will be some changes though. So for the police, that'll stay still, Joy Williams and Jeff Cole. For the street, Jeff Cole and George Jennings. Recreation, Brian Coble, David Atherton-Ely. Codes and zoning, George Jennings, Deanna Watkins.
He's what I will do.
Yeah. What was street again, Jeff?
Jeff Cole,
Jeff and George.
George Jennings.
Okay, and code was George
Code,
and.
George Jennings, Deanna Watkins.
That's also zoning as well.
Codes and zoning. You got them both. Everybody good?
Yep.
Fire, Brian Coble. Library, Deanna Watkins. PA COG will be Olive, and Brevard County PCC needs to be a vote. And I'm gonna recommend Olive for that. She's in the building, it's the easiest. There's also supposed to be an alternative. If you don't recall
There's three.
who they were,
Olive, Terry, and Joey was the three that was on there,
That's-
2025, so.
so Terry will be removed, and we'll have to add one. So all in favor of Olive being the primary? Joy?
Aye.
George?
Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
Jeff abstains. David?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
Joy, are you fine with moving to the second?
Is that a nomination spot, Mike?
Yeah, all three of them need to be nominated.
I nominate Deanna Watkins to be the third one.
Oh, so let's finish the second one first.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Joy.
Aye.
George.
Aye.
Brian.
Aye.
Jeff abstains. David.
Aye.
Deanna.
Aye.
All right, now for the third. Go ahead, George.
I nominate Deanna Williams, or Deanna Watkins, I'm sorry. Oh, I got Williams from, apologize.
Sitting right next to you. Roll call. Joy.
Aye.
George.
Aye.
Brian.
Aye.
David abstains. Jeff abstains. Sorry, correction. David.
Aye.
And Deanna.
Aye.
Thank you much, folks. We got some resolutions that Howard has prepared for us that we need to vote on. Do you have them in writing?
Yeah, it's on the agenda.
I mean, actually. Did everybody look at them?
I don't think
The
we got
resolutions.
copies of the resolutions.
You have copies of them?
Oh, I don't have copies of them, but I'm gonna do it for you.
Okay.
Okay, so can you print that out if we come back to that? Because it has to be able to read the resolution out loud for this to vote.
Okay, also, I wasn't sure if we were still using the same for the resolution, so this is like very gray area. So I put in the agenda, on the left of it is what the resolution is supposed to be for. To the right of it is who I'm assuming we are using, because that was previous, but, you know, so many things changed last year. You know, I don't, like I said, it was too gray, I didn't.
Okay.
So why don't you do, my suggestion then is to go through the list. Are these the people or groups that you want for these items? And then we can have all the resolutions prepared for signature in February.
Could you repeat that again, please?
Yeah. So what we'll do is, my suggestion is you go down through the list to make sure these are what you want at each thing, and you're using, for example, you've got TCC at the bottom, so that you can take off. Yes, those are what you want to use kind of collectively without voting. I can help, I'll
We can have
prepare the
discussion.
resolutions, you have discussion, we can prepare resolutions for signature in February.
So Auditor Alec and Shannon, is that who we've had in the past?
That's who was supposed to do the 2024 DCED audit, he made a new resolution to resolve not Larson and Keller. So that's why I have competition whether or not he's with their services, I don't know, together, completed it.
Okay. So, any discussion there? I'm not gonna open it up for voting because we don't have that. We've used Larson and Keller in the past. Anybody that was on council a year and a half ago probably knows how that went. Not bad. And then Halleck and Shannon is new. How would you describe the differences between the two?
So what I've found is Larson and Keller is able to come to the office whenever there's an audit to be done. They come and they go through the records that are here. Alec and Shannon is not, they do not do that. So I've had to put everything on a flash drive. We've had to deliver it to the wire loosing office. And now, ever since then, it's been a contact between email of what, you know, it's just like drawn out. So for the price tag, I get it. But it just, it's unfortunate of what we have going on right now because we are behind, but you know, we can only go as fast as we're willing to work at it.
Is there anyone else out there? Can I talk? Is there anyone else that offers these services?
I've looked, but a lot of them is, are they willing to work with us?
The reason we left was basically price. I
Yes.
think.
Larson and
Terry
Keller
did.
did charge
Okay.
more,
Yes.
Okay.
but they were inclusive, like they came in and they did everything. I don't think you really had any work to do with them, right? You just let them in the building and,
I mean, I've talked to them on the phone and emailed them, and they've been very decent, and they've answered every question I've had.
And then the other group, you've heard already, she's had to deliver stuff, prepare stuff.
Donald
So on the one, we might be paying
Wayne-
more, or paying less over here, but now our office staff is doing some of this work where she may be able to do something else.
I have a
And
question.
also, so you're aware, Halleck and Shannon has not agreed to do a special audit. They will not do that for us.
Olive, we talking about the 24? What about 25?
So I would assume that if everything goes well with Halleck and Shannon, that we hopefully can, because I have it almost done, I can send that up to them, but we still have to get a whole new agreement letter for the 2025 to sign and be established and ready to go.
Okay, and that has to be done by,
April of 2026.
Okay, so this one right here that we would be voting on in February would be for the 2024.
No,
No, for the 2025. Well, done in 2026 for 2025 fiscal year.
But for year 2026, we would be using Halleck and Shannon as our auditor,
Okay.
period. But we just have to be aware that as choosing them for our auditor, they will not do a special audit if we are needing that done. So they will do the regular audits that we have, they just won't do.
Don't do a forensic. Okay.
so are you familiar enough now with the process that you would be able to download this stuff and put it on a flash drive yourself? Or would
I
you
mean,
still
that's,
have
that's
Chris?
what I've done.
That's what she's been.
Oh, I thought you had Chris Boggs.
I mean, I like phoned a friend, many friends, but I had to put it on it myself. Like, it's all done on this computer. So that's why I've been able to mimic the 2025 from doing the 2024.
Right.
So with this falling on you, having to be involved in it, who do you?
It's gonna depend on if you guys want a special audit. If you don't, then I guess Halleck and Shannon will be fine for the price tag.
So if you get a price from both auditors, we can prepare a resolution for either or, and then when you know what we're talking about is difference in price in February, understanding difference in services, you know, what you're paying for, you can make a decision between the two.
Sound good?
So I need to
Good.
get a price from both places.
Your resolutions, they'll have the same numbers. Well, we're just getting started. All right, so the auditor will come back on the February meeting. Secretary, treasurer. You have that. You have the rest of these prepared or not?
No.
Okay.
So
So
we just wanna make sure that they're the right people for
Yeah,
each. and
that's
not-
staying. Solicitor, the insurance, bank.
So we're gonna keep the Sweet and Stevens one out of Harrisburg?
No.
That's
No.
Cassie.
Oh, I know.
Cassie has
Okay.
to.
You, I mean, you don't have to keep.
No, I'm totally sorry, Cassie, I apologize, I thought it was,
That was the
It's
other
okay.
name, you're right.
yeah, I'm sorry,
No,
We always
Right,
assume
but-
it's Cassie, but her firm name is Sweet.
Yeah.
okay.
I was confused between the police pension, the non-uniform pension, and the pension's chief administrative officer.
Do you have?
So there's been ones in the past for the police pension because language will change in that and then we have to adopt it. I don't know if that's something that we do need to do every year or not.
But would the pension's chief administrative officer
It'd be,
qualify for both police and non-uniform?
No.
No.
so Chief Strozik right now is the only one in the police pension. Maybe if we hire another full-timer, they would be in. Or are you looking,
I think you could do one
Yes, I'm
resolution for
sorry.
pensions chief administrative
Yes.
officer
I-
and lump the other two underneath.
I was reading it wrong. Because I seen participants.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to know who was in. Yes, the police pension chief, the non-audit, non-uniformed, and the pensions chief can all be the same person. And surprise, surprise, all of them will probably be TC delegates we've already taken care of. Do you have any issues with the insurance agent, Canton Associates?
No, they're great.
And any problems with the bank?
Nope.
Perfect. So all that stuff will come up for next month. Does anybody else have any discussion on any of those that they'd like to add?
The only one I have is, which we have brought up before, I know we agreed for this year, but I really think we really gotta go to school and shop for insurance.
For healthcare?
Yeah, for healthcare.
Yeah. This Gannon is more of our.
Vehicles.
Oh, I thought they managed our
No.
healthcare as well. I thought they were a broker for
No.
us.
Nope, nope, nope.
Okay, awesome. All right, I retract my statement.
And then, what do you want on the real tax transfer rate?
The ordinance? Or,
Yeah.
yeah, I just had as Bradford County Recorder of Deeds. That's what it is on there, so I'm just making sure that's.
Transfer type is always paid to the recorder of deeds, and then they manage the distributing.
So that'll stay the same. Adopt the 2026 tax ordinance. So that has, yeah, I'll need it to read it. So this was advertised in the paper, correct?
Yes.
So ordinance number 2025-2. His favorite part.
I know nobody probably wants to, but you should open up the floor to visitors before you do the ordinance.
Well,
You can read it
let me
and
read
then
it.
open for
I'm
comments.
saying before
Yes.
discussion and
Just like,
did any of the visitors have any comments on the tax ordinance? Perfect. Ordinance number 2025-2, Borough of Canton, Bradford County, Pennsylvania. An ordinance fixing the tax rate for the year 2026 in the Borough of Canton, County of Bradford, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Be it ordained and enacted, and it is hereby ordained and enacted by the Canton Borough Council, Bradford County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, that a tax be and the same is hereby levied on all real property within Canton Borough, subject to taxation for the fiscal year 2026 as follows. The tax rate for general purposes, the sum of 18.64 mils on each dollar of assessed valuation, or the sum of 186.4 cents on each $100 of assessed valuation. The tax rate for fire control purposes, the sum of 3.25 mils on each dollar of assessed valuation, or the sum of 32.5 cents on each $100 of assessed valuation. The same being summarized in tabular form as follows, and it just repeats it. That any ordinance or part of an ordinance conflicting with this ordinance be and the same is hereby replaced insofar as the same affects this ordinance. Enacted and ordained 22 December 25. So there would need to be a motion on that. Yes, a motion on that, and then a second, and then discussion amongst council, and then we'll vote.
I'll make a motion.
I thought we already voted on.
We voted to advertise. Is there a second?
I'll say.
Any discussion?
I'd just like to say that it's unfortunate that we have to do this, but we have to do it.
Anybody else? Roll call. Joy.
Aye.
George. Brian.
Aye.
Jeff will abstain. David.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
And myself. If it is okay with everybody, not gonna adjourn the meeting, not gonna do opening the council. I'm just gonna go right to minutes. Anybody have any issues with that?
Nope,
All in
sounds
favor
good.
say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Perfect, thank you very much. Minutes from the December 22nd special council meeting need to be motioned on and approved.
I'll make a motion. Yes.
Any discussion? Roll call. Joy?
Aye.
George? Aye. Brian?
Aye.
Jeff will abstain. David?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Are we ready for bills or do we need to come back to it?
That's a good question. We still have paperwork sitting in front of us that said not reconciled, no treasurer's report. So where are we at with that? Because that was tabled to this one. We couldn't sign bills last meeting because of that.
So the last meeting was January 1st.
January.
Just last Monday. Nothing has changed because I haven't been able to go through that with Rachel Boggs. So however it stands is the same way that it stood last Monday.
Okay.
So I have reconciled what I can, and there's accounts that I cannot. And that's why there's not a treasury report, because there's not a final to it.
Any other discussion?
So this is the bills though, or is this just bank statements?
That's bank statements.
I haven't seen that, so I can't.
I don't have any bills in front of me to sign.
You signed them last month.
We signed what we could last month, I believe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there anything that needs to be signed now?
We're gonna have to table this to February, basically. Right?
I'm not sure what the bills in question are.
Okay.
Because
Those
I
will look like bank
referenced
accounts.
the same way
Yeah,
that
they're
we've
just
done it since I started.
bank statements.
So I don't know, like, there's copies of checks on there, there's,
Can I ask you this? The bills are getting paid because the two signatures are still signing, so the bills are paid.
yes.
So that's fair.
So the
Right, so we need a motion though, from the ones that were signed on Monday. Last Monday.
Last Monday when we couldn't do
So I'll
it.
make a motion to accept the bills that were signed on January 5th.
Yeah, nothing has changed on there since. the 5th.
As presented for payment.
Is there a second?
Issuing of the checks.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed say nay. Any visitors that would like to speak? Perfect, thank you. Business, all right. On you,
This is the Boggs quote that everyone got in an email, and it's, again, it's for, like, I don't have any information on this.
yeah, so. I'm not gonna get into some of this, because some of it will be kind of like privacy. But it's to help streamline the office, make backups more easily available, and give some other options to the office staff.
Yeah, the email is pretty detailed.
Mhm.
So
And it's for like 5,000 some dollars.
$5,406.75.
Did council have any discussion about this prior to you asking him for this estimate?
We have talked about it in the past, probably a year and a half ago, after Terry came in during that time frame. So, but I don't remember how detailed it was or anything.
Yeah.
I do remember talking about
Yeah, it's all right.
Was it put in the budget? You're saying no?
Okay. So we're gonna have to table that. I'm not gonna even make a motion to spend money on something that we may not have money for. And we'll keep looking at it and keep it in mind for next year. Obviously, that number will probably go up though.
Would we be worth looking for any grant money to cover IT or building security?
It could be, if there is grants available for that. As long as, because it won't be covering any wages, so there may be something out there for that. B, advertisement for a code officer.
I think that discussion
Yeah.
with everyone, whether you want to do it or you don't want to do it, or I don't have any guidance on this. It's just like, we need a code officer, because I have people telling me that we want to be able to get things in, but I don't have any direction of like where to go from there. Like, I have somebody called in, said that they would be interested, but this is obviously, like, you have first dibs because you're here.
I mean, so I like, as you guys know, I was doing it. And then we had agreed to like some additional compensation, me taking on codes. And, you know, that never really came about. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna let someone else do it. But if I'm compensated for taking on codes, then absolutely, I'll do it. That's no problem. That's just, you know, that's on the council, but I would like to be, I want to compensate for it. It's like,
Do you know what the compensation was, what they agreed to? Was it a dollar amount or was it?
Yeah, I said it, we had discussed it, it was months ago, it was many meetings ago. And when I had said that I would take it on, I said it just a couple extra dollars, like $4 or $5 more an hour. And then you don't have to hire somebody on and give them, you know, 18 or whatever, like a whole nother,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean.
Do we have money in the budget now for codes, Olive?
We have 8 hours a week is all that's in the budget for codes.
8 hours a week at how much?
18.
Is that about what it would take to be a code officer in Canton?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, you're already.
I have, just for example, especially this time of year, in 2 weeks I've worked like 10 hours because nobody has come in for a permit application or anything like that. Now, if it was codes, depending on how many calls I got, but I can condense all of that into one day. You know,
But we need somebody at codes to
get
get up on top of these sidewalks, because I know last one, there was a lot of sidewalks that was left unattended and not even touched.
So can you give us a number? I honestly don't know what you're making. What number are we looking at for codes?
Well, hold on, guys. Let's table all this and we'll go into executive session because it's going to get into personnel.
Okay.
I mean, I don't mind discussing it openly at a public meeting. I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say this, you know, we do have an ordinance. It says that the officials appointed by the Canton Borough Council should have a responsibility for administration and enforcement of the provisions, part of the codes and ordinance of the borough. And it says, there shall be appointed by Canton Borough Council a code enforcement officer who shall be in charge of the Office of Code Enforcement in the borough. So obviously, as council as a whole, we have to, shall means you will appoint a borough code enforcement officer. So we go into an executive and you come out and make a decision, that'd be great. But we do need one.
Right. Yeah.
Regardless.
She said she's fine with it being public.
Yeah. We'll go into executive.
And it's entirely up to her. An employee says it's fine to be in public.
Thank you, Mr.
Council
Woods.
has
Just
to
to
do
know.
it.
We'll go back to that.
Part of the Sunshine Act.
Are you requesting it to be in public?
I can't, I'm sorry, I can't
Are you
hear anything.
requesting it to be held in public, or are you just saying?
I don't mind.
Okay, so
Yeah, it doesn't
here's
matter to me.
my-
I don't mind if what I make should be like public knowledge.
Well, so here's my pause and why I'm suggesting an executive to have a conversation. You can waive it if you want. I think one, we need to pull, your title is hired, money paid is hired, and then there have been some questions about number of hours worked and how that gets distributed without airing everything right now, how that gets distributed. And then in the budget, I think that was kind of cut talking about how many hours you are working versus how many should be code. And so that's my suggestion for part of it is a conversation about when you're working and how much you're working and your ability to handle those hours as to whether you can do it.
Right.
If you want to have all of that conversation, yes, you can waive that privilege. If you'd rather have an executive session about your performance and ability to perform, then that can be done in an executive session.
Right, okay, yeah. I mean, I really don't care. It does not matter.
Well,
but I'm
You're being put on the spot. So
Right.
if you wanna have that conversation in public on camera, you can wave and say no. If you'd rather have that in an executive discussion, because we're talking about, performance and hours. Now, the
Right.
vote of everything still has to come back out. And
Right,
if there's
right.
more money and all that has to come back out.
Right.
But the underlying discussion of, what you can and cannot do.
Yeah.
Can happen in executive. And we're
Okay.
saying, Mike is saying, yes, he thinks that should be executive.
Yeah.
You can say, no, I want the whole world to hear, and that
Right.
can happen too.
So, you know what, I think you guys should just hire someone different for codes. I think that zoning, I really like to specialize in zoning, I like to focus on that. So if you guys wanna just have someone different for codes, and then you won't even have to worry about that. I think that's probably the best way to go.
Okay. All right, so do we want to advertise for a code officer? It's in the budget for 8 hours a week at $18 an hour. So obviously not all 8 hours has to be done in one day. There's other timelines that may require them to come back in to check on things as well.
Is that a position that could be a shared position with another borough or township?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Based on the number of hours it
Oh,
takes?
with the township?
I'm asking borough and or township.
Someone could work. for
Share,
both entities.
right.
Yes, because you're only looking, right, what you budgeted is to hire someone for 8 hours a week.
Right.
And so they could be doing many other things, working for other municipalities at the same time. It just cannot be one of the elected members at this table.
One of the two street guys or the office staff would be interested in it too. That would also be an option. I know in
They would
the.
be available, I mean, if they wanted to.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I believe in the past, some of it dipped over into the police force. However, I don't recommend that. There's too many gray areas that would be crossed. And so, but anybody else? Oh, Jimmy tonight? So do we want to advertise for that? Do we want to have further discussion on it?
I think we should have some further discussion, and then I think we should talk to like Dave or maybe Jimmy, see if they maybe one of them may be interested in it. But
You should still advertise it even if it's an in-house person, because if you had two in-house people that wanted it, it is most fair from a public employment standpoint to take applications and then do your interview process.
So I'll make a motion to advertise for a Canton Borough Code Enforcement Officer at $18 an hour, 8 hours a week, that's what it was.
Hold on just a second. Is there a second?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Job description and posting.
Probably have an ordinance, I have to look, I don't know offhand.
We have an ordinance?
I said you probably do, I would.
Yeah, I've got a copy of it right here.
I was asking about job description and qualifications,
Oh,
if there is anything that goes on.
yeah, because it goes on and on. You got your quality of life violation ticket processes. It gives it all right here. And anyone can access it. It's on eCodes 360. It's on our Canton Borough website. Quick 2-second link loads up, and you can read it.
Any other discussion? Roll call. Joy?
Aye.
George?
no,
Brian?
Aye. Jeff?
Abstaining. Dave?
Aye.
Deanna? I'll work on a job description based off the ordinance, or the ordinance.
There's job description in the ordinance. There's running on.
There is.
Under codes officer, yep.
That'll probably have to be kind of paraphrased a little bit to hit.
And that's what Brian's,
You can have this copy if you want.
what I'm saying, I don't think the whole thing would fit.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
so you have to have job description in the ad.
Right.
So you want me to paraphrase what the job description?
What can be. It says qualified means high school diploma. The bullet point, high school diploma, required driver's license.
Oh, I just would suggest maybe contacting DSAD. They do have a lot of ordinances and stuff, and there may even be one already on the website.
Yep.
You know, that is giving kind of an outline, if you will.
All right, what do you got for new bid limits?
So new bid limits just have to be stated. So for 2026, goods or services that will cost $24,500 or greater for a calendar year requires public bidding. Goods or services that will cost between $13,200 and $24,500 for a calendar year requires at least 3 written or telephonic quotes documented. Goods or services that cost less than $13,200 for a calendar year can be purchased without any formal bidding or quotes. And this came straight from Greg Dibble from PennDOT.
Snow removal.
Who wants to take the floor on that?
I'll take the floor. I don't care. I'm already hated by people now as it is, so. Before, thanks to Mr. Frankie Watson, it used to be 6 inches or more. We used to clean the square, and he had to be, I didn't get into it, but he had to put a thing out on Facebook and all this stuff about getting rid of our bronies and getting rid of the borough manager and blah, blah, blah this, blah, blah, blah that. So now we gotta clean snow. I think it's a waste to clean snow with it being 2 inches. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, but that's my only opinion.
So,
What is our policy or
6 inches or more.
on that?
What are we talking about, George? Like scooping it up off the sides?
Yeah,
or-
on the curb, just
Okay.
because what happened, Frankie thought it was our guys that put it in a handicap parking spot.
Try to stay away from
Games.
that public.
So I talked to Dave. Dave said, no, we didn't do it, it's PennDOT. So PennDOT come up on the corner, they pushed it into the handicap parking spot, left their plow and went on down the street.
So traditionally, we are responsible for cleaning up the square after a snowstorm, after the state's gone through. Unfortunately, the state, they will do that. They'll come through and they'll come down Center Street and turn, and it gets dumped where it gets dumped. I know it's not you guys doing it. Why would you make more work for yourselves? So,
could I just ask if maybe we do have a complaint form, if there's something like that, rather than put it out there and getting all this?
I don't think anybody in council or the employees put it out there. I think somebody in the public
Okay.
put it out there.
Just for the record, there is a complaint form if folks want to use it. That would be great. That way it's documented, and it ain't he said, she said.
You don't have to comment at all if you don't want to.
No, I will. I'll be more than happy to comment. All I need, I can make this real simple for you guys. I don't have a problem cleaning up any of the snow that's on the streets or hauling it out of here. As long as council understands, excuse me, that I have to go out at 10 o'clock at night till 6 o'clock in the morning, depending on how much snow it is. There's no possible way with the traffic or anything else to get the snow out of here without having accidents or even getting to all the snow. So as long as council understands that this is overtime, and we only have so much budgeted for overtime, and I haven't taken any overtime this year, I put it all to comp as far as it goes. As long as council's okay with that, 2 inches or more, I'll get it out of town. But just as long as everybody understands, it's 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning. unless it's a
I just
weekend.
wanna make sure I'm understanding this right, so.
Could that go to the
If it's
committee,
2
the
inches
street
up
committee,
against the
and then they
curb,
can make a
yes.
recommendation to us?
Yeah, it's more, if we get 2 or 3 inches on the main road, we have to plow
So
our
we can
roads.
keep our meeting moving forward.
But yeah, I'm down with 6 inches.
For right now, that's what the policy states, so that's what it's gonna
Policy
be.
states, that's what's always
And
been.
then
And we'll keep it that
the
way.
the committees can discuss and recommend changes and handle that. All right, resignation letter.
Can I put in my 2 cents real quick? No matter who put that out there, whether it be Mr. Watson or anybody, I don't think he was all wrong. All the other stuff aside, it was an issue, in my opinion, and I just felt that, you know, whether, it just wasn't him, and it was kind of a mess.
I saw an elderly gentleman slip under his car because he's parked over the pumped up.
Handicap?
Yes.
Yeah. Even if it, in those cases, even if it's a quick, come to the handicap sections, shovel it up, get it out of there, and then after 10 o'clock, maybe it can be addressed. But, I don't think he was wrong. That's
No,
all I gotta say about it.
Yeah, I did feel that there was an issue, with some other spaces. I'm not saying, you know, the whole entire town, but if PennDOT dumps that snow, we can't just leave it sit there.
No, that
You know,
was a three-
We've
that
got
was-
people that are able.
That was a
and-
3-inch storm. Just keep that, that's just 3 inches of snow.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it still got piled up there.
Yeah.
And so it should have been removed, be it by shovel in the afternoon or something. I'm not saying you can run your equipment around the middle of town,
Can I call
at
for
noon.
orders of the day, please?
but I do think that there was a little
I
bit
think
of
it's
a
been
problem
tabled
there.
to the committee.
Thank you. Resignation letter. Terry LaMont submitted her resignation effective November 24th, 2025, due to work scheduling. I would need a motion to accept that, and then a second, and then any discussion, and then a vote.
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation of Terry LaMont.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call. Joy?
Aye.
George? Brian?
Aye.
Jeff abstains. David?
Aye.
Deanna?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Repeal and replacement of 1-02 Borough Manager appointment and removal. So everybody has the current, and then the stapled one would be the new one. Looking at that, there is a lot of different changes in that. One, the letter alpha, a degree from an accredited four-year college or university, to me, so I don't think this one is at all.
If you read it, like, it says, such qualifications are established from time to time, and they're not required that the borough manager have the following qualifications and experience.
I'll give you your chance to talk if you want to try not to interrupt me, that'd be great.
Right, and just
Okay.
speak the truth, please.
I did. I read it right from
Thank
the
you.
paper.
Yep.
That's never gonna change.
So with that alone, you know, there's gonna be people that it's not even gonna put in for it, because the qualifications are gonna go out. Originally, when we were going to revamp this ordinance, it was just the 90-day removal thing. At least 90 days before any such removal will be effective, the council shall furnish the borough manager with a written statement setting forth. That was all we talked about changing on this ordinance.
And there's a copy of that as well, right?
Yes, sir. So again, this new one, there's a lot that's different with it. So I would recommend that it get tabled, but if somebody wants to make a motion, they can.
So I'll make a motion to move it forward to our next meeting, which is February. Postpone it to a definite time. When's our next scheduled meeting?
February 9th.
February 9th, 2026. To give council the opportunity to review both drafts and see what they like, don't like, and then bring it back. So, yeah, I'm just postponing it definitely till the next meeting to review. The only thing I would share is, one of the reasons I brought this up is because the PSAB has heard about many struggles in many boroughs across the Commonwealth to hire a borough manager. They actually the change was brought about because of their lobbying, and Act 110 of 2004 was signed into law by Josh Shapiro on October 16th, 2004. And that's why the budget, or this has come about, because people can't find them. And it amends the sections 1141 through 1143, and it gives the borough, now the borough is enabled to appoint a partnership, a limited partnership, a professional corporation, a borough manager. You know, there's many options because people can't fill these positions.
I'll make a motion, we table this, so we have time to look at it.
So Brian
motion, second, George.
But I think it's worth reading.
I think we need to table that to read into it more. I did.
George.
And
So council take both of those home, compare them.
drafts.
Keep in mind, the one that says Borough of Canton, PA on the top like that is our current one. And compare it to that new one. Any other discussion?
If anything, one of the biggest things, we gotta get away from that 90 days. There's no reason for it. Absolutely none. If you wanna have a separate contract, that's in the,
I don't think anybody's disputing that.
yeah, that's the thing, that's.
And I will say, in removing the 90 days, which is certainly within your purview to do, but what the code says, and neither your current ordinance nor the proposed ordinance say, is that employment agreement with a borough manager is limited to 2 years. And you can renew it every 2 years, but it's not an indefinite term that you appoint them for.
Right.
So if you're making a change, that language should be in here, and again, it's not in what you have, and it's not in what is proposed, so that has to be different.
There's nothing in the ordinance currently saying that we would have an employment agreement or
It says an
contract?
employment agreement, but it doesn't say that it's limited to 2 years.
So we could add that?
And what you have written in here is that they're appointed for an indefinite term, which is, what's in your current, it's not correct. It can't be an indefinite term, it's 2 years that can be renewed, technically indefinitely, but you have to renew it every 2 years.
Well, that's good. Okay, so I was looking at the code, and it says here, the employment or professional service agreement may remain in effect for specified terminating no later than 2 years, yes. So rather than having our ordinance, wouldn't it be better to have a contract or an employment agreement and take?
So the ordinance says that, current and proposed, that you will make an employment agreement with whomever you might hire as a borough manager.
That's good.
The problem is that the ordinance says that it will be an indefinite term.
Oh, so we need to change that language to 2
And the code says
years.
that it can only be a 2-year term with renewal. And so that language will have to change.
Okay. All right, yeah, so if you can redraft after our next meeting for us, what council likes, dislikes, or what direction you want to go, that would be great. But I thought it's you gotta have something that can be adopted and changed. So with a draft, clearly mark a draft, and that definitely would need to be adjusted.
All in favor to table until February, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, state nay. So look over those, email your thoughts and, and what you'd like, so that when you look at G.
So we had a CD come available through LPL in December, December 26th. So we have one up to be enrolled back in, which I have a 6-month 3.5 interest rate or a 12-month 3.4.
It's
So,
6 months.
yeah.
I mean, we were doing those so that we had some every so often. So what would your recommendation be to keep us in the 6 months or the 12?
Well, this one, I'm pretty sure we only have 2 in the LPL.
Okay.
And we have recently renewed
Okay.
one through LPL, I think, when I first started. Plus then there was one that renewed at FCTV.
Right.
And that, that was like a 9-month, I believe. So I don't know enough about that to even try and advise you what.
The 6 month has the higher interest rate?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say definitely
Yep.
6.
Yeah.
And then if we did need it, we can
Renew
get
it
it
for another
quicker.
6.
Right.
So, need a motion for the 6 month at 3.5.
I'll make the motion to renew the CD for 6 months at 3.5% interest rate.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call, Joy,
Yeah, I.
George, Brian,
Aye.
Jeff will abstain, David,
Aye.
Deanna,
Aye.
and myself, aye. 2026 spring cleanup from NTC or NTSW.
So I got a letter from them. If we still want to do this, and I'm sure we all want to do this, we need to have a date requested. It's not going to per se be that date if somebody else, but I just have to get this filled out and sent to them in order to start the process again. So,
It happens first week of May.
That's normal, right, Dave?
First week of May.
Unless you'd like to come up to my house sooner.
And also to let council know, we lost money last year. So if we're gonna make this, we're not out for making money, but we ended up costing us money.
How much did it cost us?
Huh?
How much?
Like $300 or $400.
I think with the paper coming back, Matthew, we should be able to do a much better job advertising.
Because I'm not gonna pull 2 dumpsters in this year, not knowing what I'm gonna get into. If one went back empty, so we paid that fee.
Just
for
get
that
one dumpster.
And that was $175 just to have them brought out, taken back.
Can you get another dumpster quickly if you have to?
Yeah, I just have to let them know ahead of time, call them the day it's gonna be full. They're really good, they're great to work with.
Maybe that's a great idea then, George.
Take one, and once it's full.
Yep.
Well,
see
they,
it's
like
3/4
Dave,
full, get another.
right, and they're, like Dave said there, I mean, we had them at work, with all the fire and stuff, but, yeah, they called one day, and they were there the next day, brought one with them, took the other one up, so.
That'd be good.
It's a great service
So
we
and
offer.
we do have to know if we are doing, there's containers for regular waste, appliances, and tires.
No tire, we didn't do tires, right, Dave?
No tires, no appliances anymore
So,
because of the cost.
just a regular dumpster for the trash, all those,
So this is just regular waste.
yes.
And with that, you can throw like an old mattress or
Yeah,
whatever.
matches, box springs, all that stuff, and just no,
Carpenter, wood
Yeah,
scraps.
yeah.
whatever.
Pretty much anything will just decompose.
yeah.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the spring cleanup first full week in May? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Perfect. Chief Strozic. Police Department.
Set back there in the corner.
So I've been averaging usually between 65 and 75 complaints a month. You see this month there's only 41. With the holidays, I took 2 different vacation days. So, and it was just less busy this month. But it seems like the smaller calls were less, but the bigger calls were more. So it's just, the busyness was the same, but that's that. And I ended up having 880 service calls for the year. So I am looking into some different options with patrol cars. I have been since November instead of an all-out purchase. There's different lease options and there's some other options that I'm trying to explore to make it like less of a hit. So still working on that. The second part-time guy has officially started. He worked Friday night. Officer Prees had a death in the family. I don't expect to see him in this week. I talked to him briefly today. He's got a lot going on right now, so I didn't get into too much of that. So, other than that, that's about it. That's
All right.
Jack,
yes.
I shouldn't be the one asking this, but I'm gonna. If we have a crash in the borough, is there a problem if county calls either you or Andrew out to investigate it, so we don't have to wait for the state police?
Well, you'd have to call me first, and they're not delegated.
But you're willing to come out though, if,
Yeah, if it's an extended wait, yeah, I've had it before.
Okay.
So.
I have one other question, Jack. Is there any opportunities, I haven't looked, before you started, I was kind of looking at a regional department. Is there, for small boroughs, is there grants available for vehicles, or is that like a no-no?
I don't know. I would have to.
I know they're, for like the regional stuff, they throw money at you.
Right.
They just throw it at you. But I didn't know with a small borough if it would or not.
We have, if the grants are up, we can get them raw. for-
Most grants are for equipment, and maybe not necessarily the vehicle.
Okay.
One of our prior ones applied and got a grant. It was either a grant through the state or through the company. I want to say it was the window tint reader. That was before your time.
Right.
While Chief Sealer was still here. So there is options available.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know, I mean, I knew there was for equipment, but I was thinking the vehicle itself. Because like the stuff I read, remember when I was on the regional kick, I mean, it was for everything. Because they're really trying to regionalize stuff rather than, and we're just not, I don't think that's ever gonna fly here with the other townships and stuff anyway, but if we, even if just for our borough, if we could get anything for our car, I don't care if it's $100, you know what I mean? I mean, $100 less we gotta pay for the taxpayers.
I know there's like the different leasing options too.
Yeah, a lot of boroughs this size are doing leasing just because it's cheaper.
Yeah, like what was in the paper about the Tawanda leasing, that was more of a, for round numbers, if a patrol car costs $100,000 total and you lease it for 4 years, you pay $25,000 a year. So that way you're not paying $100 all at once. So it's more of a
More manageable.
more of a financing option
Yeah.
than a lease
For a
option,
borough.
because then you own it at the end. And then, that would be, they're not that much, I'm just saying, for round numbers. There's 3-year leases, there's 4, and I think there's 5-year. So I'm waiting for a call back on that too, but I want to get all the options I have first before I would present
That
anything.
actually, it sounds like that may be the best option.
Yeah, it seems to be.
So is that something that could be talked about in the police committee and then the committee could bring it to council?
Yeah, I only brought it up, I wouldn't have even brought it up, but it was
No,
in
that's
the
fine.
paper.
No,
I
saying what they
kind
get.
of brought it up.
Well, it was in the paper about Tawanda, and I had mentioned that I was looking that way back in October. So, but I just thought since it was out there, it is something I'm looking at amongst everything, else, grants, whatever could be available. So,
No, I think it's a great point, but that way it'd be on the police committee agenda. So,
Right.
to do some research on that and brainstorm and bring some ideas to council.
Yep.
Thanks, Chief. Anything else?
That's it.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks,
Street
Jimmy.
Department?
Council has a report in front of them. The fuel tank is scheduled to come in this week. They didn't tell me which day, but they did finally say they're short-staffed and overbooked and everything. So he did say this week the fuel tank will be coming in.
That's good.
That's it. Oh, the new radios in the truck.
See that too.
All right. Thank you. Zoning.
I don't really have a lot, it's a slow time of year. Not a lot of people are building right now. But I have given out a handful of permits via email first. There seems to be a interest in solar panels around here lately. I don't know if anybody knows why, but there's been an interest in solar panels. I've sent out 3 permit applications for them. I have not received anything back. I did receive our first zoning permit application today for a demo of an accessory use. And that's really the only thing that we've had. So for next month's report, we should have a couple more, but December, we've had nothing, so. That's all.
I do see some activity though, Deanna, up to the mansion up on South Avenue. There are people there.
Yeah, she does bakery.
Are they doing any, have you noticed, are they doing any exterior, anything? Because if it's interior, then they have that building.
No, I'm just saying that there's some, it's good to see activity.
Oh, yeah, no,
That's all I'm
I
saying.
believe,
Yeah,
did Mitzi, I believe Mitzi bought that, no?
No.
I know she was showing interest in it, but I hadn't heard anything.
She makes delicious cakes, if you need another cake person. I've had one and I've ordered a second.
Oh, good to know.
From that lady there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's very good.
All right.
Well, it's good. It's just nice to see
Or
something
small
come in
business.
there.
Awesome. That's good enough.
Thank you. Fire department? George, Brett?
Not to me. That's all Brettstone's, not mine.
Rating give me nothing.
Shit, that don't surprise me.
All right.
I'm here as emergency management.
EMA?
EMA. No, I have nothing to report. New classes haven't come out yet for 26. Just kind of waiting on that. I'm sure they'll be running some, but kind of just in the wind right now. Nothing going on.
Hey, sir. Recreation.
Of course, you know, everything's going well down the basketball course. It's the spring before that's wound up and done.
Looks good, what's done.
Yeah, what's done looks good, and of course, we know that the mulch.
No, I know about the mulch. The basketball court is not done to satisfaction for me, so I'm already on top of it. So Woodlands will be involved in it, and the pavers will be coming back up and everything because.
Okay, I haven't got out and like kicked the curb, but it looks nice from the road.
Well, yeah, I mean, it looks a heck of a lot better than what it did before, but there's some issues with it that.
Okay, well, that's good to know that you'll have that taken care of, and like I said, the other thing is to, as soon as we can, probably, before the 1st of April, we gotta get that mulch in there, because we're in violation.
Yeah, that won't come until, May.
May, okay, well, whenever it comes.
When you do a lot of your shippings, end of April, first part of May.
Okay, I just know that, like you said, we're below,
Yeah.
we're below level, so we gotta get it done as soon as we can.
I have to have that finished, the bathrooms open, the pavilion, all the tables and everything put back by the end of school,
Okay.
which will be June 1st.
Jeff and I will have those dugouts painted.
Right.
Mayor's remarks.
I think we're off to a good start. You know, we've got projects under motion, and you know, like Jack pointed out, with the cars, there's grant money we can look at and different options to hopefully save the borough money and also prosper. There's some grants that I want to look into. I had a lot of comments and concerns about when you're driving to town, how it looks compared to driving into Towanda or Troy. And there's a Main Street grant out there as well as an Elm Street grant that I think we would qualify more for the Main Street grant, which covers the business district. The Elm Street grant, it centers more around the community just outside the business district. That would be something I think we should take a good hard look at. There's, just like any other grant, we've got to put a percentage in, but I think overall, you know, with Jeff and some of the things he's done, we can get people out and maybe not need a grant, just get people involved, say, we're gonna get a dozen pressure washers and, you know, clean buildings and, you know, get paint donated, you know, go that route. But I think that would cause more people that are passing through to, hey, let's stop and check this place out.
Thank you, Mayor.
Sure. Other than that, I have nothing. Sounds like we're gonna have a good year.
Anyone that has any additional information, you got 1 minute to get it out.
This weekend, I believe, I can't remember Saturday or Sunday, but it was law enforcement appreciation, so I definitely want to express our appreciation to our department and chief.
Thank you, Chief. Anyone else?
I would also, I guess I should have brought this up earlier, hopefully we're still able to get some bids for these sidewalks for the money that we do have available before June. I don't know where that stands, but I would like to maybe have that on the agenda for next month.
The bids close or gotta be in by tomorrow, 13th.
Was there somebody that did them? Could you explain all that to us?
So-
One meeting, but-
When I did mine, and gosh, it's probably been 5 years, it was, I got a packet of paperwork from here, I filled it out, I had to put, I think, tax information in. I don't think they're requiring that anymore. But it was a simple application, like my name, my address, yes, I own it, yes, it's my primary place of living, because they look at it, if you own 3 buildings and you're trying to improve your rental lot, you know, they're not really looking to give that money, as far as I know, for that purpose. So it is a pretty easy application. I turned it in, and then I had people calling me, Granville Tree Service to cut down the tree. They came in and did that, and then, I don't remember who did the concrete work, to be honest with you. They came in and knocked on the door, and they said, hey, we're starting this, don't walk on your sidewalk for a week.
So were the contractors, were they part of the bid process?
That, I don't know. When I turned my application in, the next phone call I got.
Before you were on council then?
No, I was on council.
He was on.
I don't remember how it.
I think that's what they're asking is, you know, do we need somebody for trees and somebody for
No,
concrete?
so that'll all be, the county will do that.
The county does all that.
Yep, and somebody will come and show up to cut down a tree if they need to.
So hopefully the county found some people that'll do
That
the
all
work.
goes in
Franklin's Tree
Or
Service.
Franklin, I think it's
Franklin's Tree
Franklin Tree
Service.
Service is the one that bid on the trees when they did ours. And again, I don't remember who did the
He
county.
does a nice job, and he's the cheapest.
But the county put that out just like they did this time, and I'm sure if they needed someone to remove any trees, that was the close one. The closing, you said the closing for that's tomorrow?
I was gonna just say, does the bids have to be in by what, January
Yeah, it's like in the January.
January 13th or something? And I think you did put in the minutes the 5 requirements, I believe, because I had someone ask me about it, and I said, listen, you know, first we gotta get bids. If we don't, then we don't know what we're gonna do. But if you're interested in it, I give them your contact information. I just printed the minutes and highlighted those 5 requirements and said, this is about all I have to share. But if you're interested in it, let's start gathering, you know, proof of homeowner's insurance, your taxes, the 5 things that you,
Just that people are aware that when that happens, we don't take care of it here at the borough.
Right.
All the information
Goes to the county.
Go to the county.
Yeah, and I think
so
that's in the,
the information does not get, you
right,
know, it doesn't even get looked at here.
right,
It goes
yeah.
directly to somebody else. It probably won't even come straight to here. It will probably go straight to that Elizabeth.
This is probably before your time, but she sent us an email. I should give you a copy. But yeah, so I just shared the information that was in the official record with the individual. So if you get a call and have questions,
Amy,
let me know.
anything else for the end of the order? Okay, here's next meeting, February 9th, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, right?
I won't be here.
Okay, perfect. So
I
you'll be here?
won't really, I'll be in
Nope,
Vegas.
that's fine. Okay.
Ew.
All right, thank you so much, everybody.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas,
Meeting
bruh.